So, what's about to happen with this coronavirus? This just got really serious and is affecting every single market. So, I've got a couple questions that I want to talk about on today's big mistake in real estate. And that's, how will the coronavirus affect the market? Two, how quickly will it affect the market? Three, how long will the effects of the coronavirus last? And four, how badly will it affect the market today?
Everyone makes mistakes, but these mistakes can cost you thousands in commission. Are you a real estate agent? Then listen up and learn from the Big Mistakes in Real Estate podcast with your host, Isaac Ocean.
I'm Isaac Ocean, the host of Big Mistakes in Real Estate, and today we're talking about how the coronavirus will affect the real estate market, specifically for real estate agents. So to dive a little bit into that, we need to first see what kind of effects we're seeing right now, because what is terrifying and really scary for a lot of realtors is that we're not seeing any effects. No real estate agent in my office right now is complaining about a lack of sellers, buyers, or renters. Everybody's carrying on like business as usual. And that's insane because it cannot keep doing that. So let's see how it's going to affect buyers in particular. And the Fed already kind of sees this coming. That's why they dropped the interest rates so insanely low, to entice as many buyers as possible into the market to gobble up some of these homes that are for sale right now, because they know what's coming. It's not to be nice. It's not to be kind. They're going, holy crap, all of this is about to fall apart. What are we going to do? And that's why they're going to drop the interest rates to almost zero at the current moment. They might be zero now. I don't even know. So that low interest rate, they're trying to entice buyers, but prices are already so high that it's like, it doesn't matter how low the interest rates are. You're not, a lot of buyers feel like they're not getting a good deal. Now, on the flip side of that, we're going to have the sellers. So the sellers, I can speak for my family in particular. My mother, who is trying to sell her home right now, in the next month, they've spent the last 4 months getting it ready over the winter in Pennsylvania, and they're about to sell their home, but this coronavirus just hit and they're terrified. But they want to sell for the maximum amount of money that they can, because if a recession hits again, older people who are either about to retire or already retired are very worried about the future and don't necessarily know if they can live through another economic collapse. Yes, economic collapses bounce back, but human age does not. Everybody ages out eventually. We all get old. It happens. So as far as sellers are concerned, I think there is always going to be a market for homes going up for sale. How many buyers will be able to afford them? That is a huge other problem. So another area of real estate where you might be a real estate agent and you might be an investor. If you're an investor, you are probably salivating right now at the chops waiting for this market to crash. But nothing has happened for the investors yet, but it appears that it will. Another real estate agent affiliated way to make money is being a landlord. And if you own a couple properties and you're a real estate agent and you're a landlord, you are probably going to run into a lot of trouble in the next coming weeks and the next coming months with tenants not being able to pay. How you handle that situation is going to be very difficult, and I wish that I could share an answer with you right now, but I honestly can't. This will be a lot easier to determine what to do when we have a couple more facts. How bad did the coronavirus actually get? How bad did it actually affect the market? What actually happened? How many people lost their jobs? What is the government doing to help the common man, pay their mortgage or pay their rent or even put food on their table for that matter? There is a lot to consider when asking such a small question as how is the coronavirus going to affect the real estate market. You're like, all right, load the shotgun. So on to the next is one of the least affected industries is real estate right now. We are showing no signs of slowing down. However, this is what is going to kind of happen, and this is how quickly and how long this is going to take before it affects real estate. Real estate, because it is not by its very nature liquid, real estate takes a long time to get rid of. And in my personal opinion, because I'm not an accountant, I'm just a real estate agent and I just read a lot. But in my personal opinion, you're going to see that the market, whatever happens in the real world, takes a while to affect real estate because it isn't as liquid as other stocks, bonds, the other ways of investing where you can just liquidate and just get your cash out right away. So I think real estate, by its very nature, takes a little bit longer to be affected by anything that's massive. And this is massive. What's about to happen is even terrifying me, and I list very long of things that have ever kind of shocked me. So understand that as time goes on, as more people get laid off from their jobs, as more people cannot pay their rent, as more people cannot pay their insurance premiums, as more people cannot pay their car payments, there are going to be more and more and more and more issues. And this is when poor people get behind on their bills, for them to get ahead is nearly impossible. They don't have any savings. If you are living paycheck to paycheck already, being behind on your rent and trying to catch up is impossible. You are already behind. So the ramifications and the ripple effect of the coronavirus, the simple, tiny virus, is incredible. And most of them are bad. Unless you're an investor, then it's pretty great. And that's what I'm even kind of stumped at, because even as a culture in the United States, we have never faced anything quite like this. So it's one of the more difficult questions. And we're going to get right back to the next part right after this.
Are you learning? Good, because that's the point. But do me a favor. Subscribe if you have not already. And if you're feeling really frisky, give me a review on your favorite podcast player. Now back to the show.
Welcome back. And we're going to be seeing effects starting from the date of this podcast about 60 to 120 days after Corona kind of hit in the United States. And we're talking, what is it, March 19th right now that I'm recording this. So I foresee this affecting the market at least the remainder of this year. At least the remainder of this year. The ripple effect of everybody losing their job and hundreds and thousands and millions of people not being able to pay their rent or their mortgage is a very unique situation. U.S. government, wake up. What are we doing here? Because we're going to need a solution for this. There's going to be a lot of upset broke people. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of upset broke people. So it's going to affect the market for at bare minimum the remainder of the year. And very few people, and this is the biggest shame, because if you are in an economic position to buy stocks or to buy real estate, you are about to walk into a beautiful thing. Here is a gift from the financial gods. This is a bear market. And then you're going to be turning into a bull market here very soon, shortly. Again, that's just my opinion. I am not an advisor. I'm not a lawyer. I give no advice, just my own. The last question is, how bad is it going to get? This one's a big one. How bad is it going to get? Nobody knows. And I'm not one for all that shock and awe and scaring people and buying into that. But this feels different.
All new episodes released every Monday at 4 p.m.
In my entire lifetime, I could not remember a time where they took children out of school other than for snow for months at a time. Where they closed restaurants and gyms, and the entire company sent people home. I do not remember a time like this in my lifetime. And I read quite a bit, and I don't know any books that mention anything like this. In the last 100 years, there's a bunch of books about plagues and about how everybody died, but not plagues where we kind of got it right. And hats off to you, America. You pretty much got it right. You know, we did close the schools down. We closed the colleges down. We closed the restaurants down. We did good as an entire country.
On the next episode of Big Mistakes in Real Estate,
we dive right into all the apps, the websites, and the programs you should be using as a real estate agent to make yourself look like a professional, because you're using what professionals in the real estate industry actually use. See you then.